I wanted to show you guys some news I've found. Let's just get on with it. Let me pull this up. Give me just a second. I wanted to show you this. So, give me a second. Hope everybody's having a good night. Happy Monday to everybody. Let's see. Okay, guys. Now, I don't know if you know Nelson Walters, guys. I know he's on Facebook, but this, you've got to see this. So let's just get on with it.
This is a super important update for everyone listening. How can a law passed in Europe censor Christians and Christian ministries around the whole world? Well, it will. And this ministry is already planning evasive action right now. Because just this week, we had a video taken down. Was it related to the new law? Well, we don't know.
Whoops. All right, guys, watch this with me. See if I can get it to play. Come on, baby.
No,
there we
it
go.
wasn't explained at the end of this.
You guys got to see this.
You will have an opportunity to see that new taken down video. But this law won't just affect the Nelson Walters channel, but all your favorite content creators, ministries, and churches who produce either online digital content or have websites. It's an enormous power grab, and this one comes through the back door, unexpected, stealthily, from a location you never expected, the EU. Have you even heard about this yet? And the law's timing, September 2023, is no accident. Why do all of these things seem to happen in September or October? We had a community member ask us that rhetorically. You know, the Revelation 12 sign in Virgo from 2017, the red heifers, UN summits, etc., etc. Could it be that it has something to do with the Hebraic High Holy Days taking place right now? I think it absolutely has to do with that and the UN summits, as we'll explain later in this video. You will also need an alternative forum where you get some of your information. We're experimenting with this right now. You're going to need this because incredible prophetic events are going to be taking place in the next couple of years, and both you and I need to hear about them. If you can't get it here, you're going to need to find a link to where it is found. And that, of course, is why you follow this channel, because we provide our followers with the link between what the Bible says will happen, prophecy, and what is taking place right in front of our eyes on the world stage. And we plan to do that as long as we're able, no matter what the forces of wickedness in heavenly places have planned. So, if you haven't subscribed yet, consider joining us, because our traditional channel will be the link to content that you not only can't get elsewhere, but we assume you might not even be able to get here in the near future. But we'll point you where you can go. This channel is the link. Of course, my worry is about all the millions who don't follow this channel, don't follow other channels, don't even realize that this new law is in effect, or that the removing of some content and information is happening, and it will have a chilling effect, as I stated. Now let's explore what just happened across the pond in the EU. You know, the ones whose House of Parliament was intentionally built to resemble the Tower of Babel, and their slogan, "Many tongues, one voice," was an intentional, direct slap in the face to God's providence that saw fit to stop the building of the tower and to divide the languages because of man's pride. And yes, the EU is proving man is at it again, trying to build a one-world governance system. And this law is part of that plan, the biblical plan. So, what did Europe just do? Why are they doing this now? And what impact will it have on ministries all over the world? Europe just passed something known as the Digital Services Act, DSA, which will likely eliminate personal freedoms and free speech, not just over there, but as we said, all over the world, as you will see. Let's listen to European Union Commissioner Thierry Breton describe this act, which he says will strengthen democracy by protecting you from dangerous online content. And while he speaks, ask yourself, who is this content dangerous to? You and me? Or do they think this content is dangerous to them? Let's give him a listen.
Today, the Digital Services Act, the so-called DSA, becomes legally enforceable for very large online platforms and search engines. These systemic platforms play a very, very important role on our daily life. And it is really the time now for Europe, for us, to set our own rules. The DSA is here to protect free speech against arbitrary decisions, and at the same time, to protect our citizens and democracies against illegal content.
Guys,
So,
I
Mr.
don't
Breton
think
gave
they're
us
going
some
to
clues.
protect anything
The
about
act is
us.
already enforceable. And it's enforceable against large platform providers and search engines. So they're going after both the content and the search results. And notice he called certain content illegal content. Certain content then has been moved from the legal box into the illegal box. How did that happen? Let's listen to that part again, because
Okay, so I'm pausing it for a second. I think that they are going to make content, Christian content, illegal, is what they're saying, guys. They're not saying it right out. Obviously, it's something that they're trying to get, but you know that this is coming. You know that we're in the last days, and we know that all of us Christians will eventually be persecuted. Let's keep watching. And remember, he wants us to hear this again, so let's listen close.
think it's worth hearing his words one more time. Notice how he throws out the term free speech, when in reality, this law appears to be making some speech illegal. So what he's really saying, in my opinion, is we're protecting your freedom to say anything you want, as long as we agree with it. But if we don't, we're calling it illegal and taking it down. Let's listen again.
The DSA is here to protect free speech against arbitrary decisions, and at the same time, to protect our citizens and democracies against illegal content.
So what does the act call illegal content? It uses incredibly vague
hold on a
terms
second. Let
such
me
as
pause this.
misinformation, disinformation.
Now, you know, in Europe, UK, that they don't even allow you to pray in public anymore. I mean, they're really coming down on the Christians, the Christian preachers. It's happening in Russia. This is worldwide stuff, guys. America, the only reason it hasn't hit America is because we're not a democracy. You know, we're a free country. So, just let's keep watching.
And hate speech. The goal of the legislation is to clamp down on what they have made illegal on the internet. But of course, the catch is they get to decide what the illegal content is. Very convenient. This act decides what governing body also is going to be sitting in a room deciding that question. I'm sure right now you're thinking back 3 years ago and it frightens you. When you think about things that were deemed as misinformation then, that now are universally accepted as accurate and true. Back then, it was fact checkers that made these kind of decisions, and a new team of fact checkers will enforce what does and what doesn't match the definition of legal set forth by the EU. You know, the same guys who just passed this legislation. Do you trust them? Or is it a fox guarding the henhouse sort of situation? Okay, so I get why this will be a problem for our community living over in the EU. We have many followers in Britain, France, Spain, etc. We love and care about you guys and how this is going to affect you, but why will this new law have worldwide impact? We said it would. We said it would affect us here. The answer is that the act is enforceable against large social media companies such as Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, and Google. If the EU's fact checkers say, take down some content, it's illegal in the EU, to these platforms or block this search result to them, let's say the platforms don't do it. What would happen if they didn't comply with the EU, with their wishes? Well, they can be fined up to 6% of your yearly profits. Do you think that will get their attention? I do. But why would Facebook, for instance, comply? 307 million EU users use Facebook on a daily basis. I'm sure the other platforms have just as significant an EU presence. So if the EU says take something down or block some search result, the big players will do it. And they'll take it down everywhere. Of course, what we saw in 2020 is that some of these platforms might want to take that content down anyway. But this is a convenient excuse, isn't it? But in either case, the EU has just become the fact checker for the whole world. Here is a tweet by that same EU European Union Commissioner, Thierry Breton, speaking of how excited he is to begin this enforcement process. Quote, "My services and I will thoroughly enforce the DSA and fully use our new powers to investigate and sanction platforms where warranted." I'm sure you realize issues like hate speech, disinformation, misinformation are incredibly vague terms and have proven in the past, as we said, to be vulnerable to political opinions and viewpoints. Great. Just what we need. Because once they flag a piece of content that doesn't match their viewpoint, the service provider or the platform is obligated by law to take it down. Petty bureaucrats who are running these fact-checking organizations now will be in charge of free speech on the internet. Okay, on to the third question. Why now? What is significant about the timing of this law? And why does it have a significant biblical and prophetic impact? Well, because a lot of important prophetic events may be about to take place. This September 18th through 19th, the UN Summit for 2023 takes place. Then, later this fall, as we reported on this channel, it's likely that a red heifer ceremony might happen on the Mount of Olives, opening the door to negotiations to divide the land of Israel in exchange for the right to Temple Mount sacrifices. The very sacrifices that the Antichrist will take away during the tribulation, as per Daniel 9:27. I don't know about you, but I want to hear about all three of those things, at least multiple viewpoints of them. Then, in May 2024, the World Health Organization is proposing a pandemic preparedness treaty, where they hope to assume control over healthcare worldwide in the event of what they would term an emergency. And then the granddaddy of them all, the real treasure chest for the globalists, the United Nations Pact for the Future in September 2024, which we have reported on extensively on this channel, and which may be the famed covenant with the many.
Guys, you can find Nelson Walters on Facebook or YouTube.
Events that are important to you and me and to the globalists who don't want anything to interfere with these things becoming reality. So if someone is able to control the narrative about these things and present only one side of the story, how much easier would it be to make these things a reality? A lot easier. You must remember that the plan of the globalists dates back over 100 years, and that is now at stake in these events happening in the next 12 months. In their minds, I would imagine nothing must stand in their way. So this EU law is a convenient way to blame Europe for controlling speech.
Come on.
It's
Sorry, guys.
brilliant, in my opinion, in a dark sort of way. When we think of the EU slogan, many tongues, one voice, remember we mentioned that earlier? This takes it to a whole new meaning. Many
Oh, come on.
nations,
Circling.
many ideas, but
There we
now
go.
only one that you will hear. One voice, one idea, their idea. This is temporary, of course, because once the Pact for the Future occurs in 2024, the UN plans to take over enforcement of fact-checking all over the world on its own. It is a prominent feature of the Pact or Covenant that they plan to make with us, the many. However, in the meantime, the globalists need help making that Pact for the Future a reality. This law may play a major role in helping that happen. Remember that he strengthens a covenant with the many for a 7-year period or week of years, according to Daniel 9:27. If he has something to do with it, then the Antichrist spirit does as well. It gives you a sense of what might be going on in our world right now, what's afoot all around us. Okay, that's what they're doing. But how about us? What about the Nelson Walters channel? What are we doing? Well, for one, we will be holding Return of the King watch parties on our private streaming service. Things like this act aren't just affecting us, it's affecting Christians and ministries worldwide. So we plan to invite very prominent ministries to join us for these free 90-minute watch parties, where we plan to fill you in about biblical prophetic events and to discuss them with our guests. And you'll get to ask questions. If you keep tuned during the fall, you'll hear more and more about these watch parties, when they're going to happen, who our guests will be, and how you can sign up. And remember, they're going to be free. Also, you don't know it, but all of our videos are also found on Rumble. And that now includes the video that you're not able to watch here, that we talked about at the beginning. It discusses the alliance between globalists and many of the causes that have come to prominence in just the last 10 to 15 years. You know the one. Some of them are on the screen. Why are these causes winning in the media and in government? Why does this alliance exist? And how are the globalists using each of these causes? And what do they have to gain from it? Because it's what the globalists have to gain that's important here. That's why all this is happening. That video is on Rumble right now, and down in the description of this video,
Oh, he gives me the creeps.
you'll find
This
a
guy.
link to that other video. I recommend you watch it, both because you're going to understand culture so much better after watching that video, I'm sure of it, and because Rumble might become one of our main conduits of what I would call sensitive information. It
All
might
right,
be a place
guys.
that you go often in a very short time. Get a little practice logging in.
You can find him you'll be able to find Nelson Walters on YouTube, on Facebook, and Rumble if you guys want to go check him out. What did you guys think? pretty good information there. I just saw that today and I was like, "Ooh, we should probably share this and get some people looking him up." But hope you guys are having a good night. I wanted to show you one more thing. Um, let's see if I can pull it up without messing up the. It's just, me. I love the end time stuff, Matthew 24 stuff, earthquakes in diverse places, and all of the stuff going on in the world. Just give me a second. It's going to take me a minute to pull this up. But, yeah, I thought that was pretty good information to give you guys. We don't, it's been coming. We know it. We all know it. We know that eventually they're going to put an end to anything Christian because they think that we hate them. Even though I used to be gay and I know that I don't hate gay people now. I just choose eternity over the world, you know? So, okay. This is what I wanted to show you. This is, if you guys ever heard of the two preachers, you guys can look them up. They're on YouTube, and they actually do a lot of work for people in Pakistan too. So if anybody on here is listening, that is from Pakistan in the future, you guys can look up the two preachers. And don't forget, I'm poor. I can't give you any money. I'm sorry. I'm just a girl with a laptop. So, hold on. It's coming, guys. I'm sorry. I still don't know how to do this perfectly yet. Okay, let me see if I can make it bigger and then bring it in for you guys. So this is the latest news. Whoops. Now I gotta share it with you. Hold on. There we go. This was the Morocco earthquake. Oh, come on, you. It's circling. It's coming. Come on. You can do it. There we go. September in Morocco. Hong Kong. China. Turkey. Spain, 3 dead, 3 missing after torrential rains. September, Spain. Guatemala. Well, guys, I wanted to bring you this news and show you there's still, it's just the birth pains are just increasing and increasing and increasing. And I don't know if you know, but everybody's saying that there's another Revelation 12 sign happening this September again. So I don't know. I haven't really looked into it. The first time I saw the Revelation 12 sign was with Scotty Clark back in 2017. So, anyway, guys, I hope that brought you some good information. Let me check the chat. Hold on. Yeah, it is good biblical truth. Trust the Most High. Yes, yes, yes. Trust the Most High. Oh, no. Trust the Most High. Oh, you're watching on YouTube? Oh, thank you for watching. I never get anybody watching on YouTube. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you're just coming on, make sure you rewind and watch all the way to the beginning. Please hit those like buttons and comment if you can. Share. This is good information to get out. If you want to find the people, like I said, Nelson Walters, you can find them on YouTube. You can find them on Facebook. The two preachers, I don't know if you can find them on Facebook, but you can find them on YouTube. So, you guys, let's see. Angel Have Ministry. Is that Trust Most High? You're on YouTube watching. What is the Angel Have Ministry? Is that your ministry? Okay. If I'm interested, okay, gotcha. So, hello, Facebook friends. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. Anyway, see you later. If I find anything else more interesting, I'll make sure to upload it for you guys. You guys have a blessed night. May his face shine upon you and may he bless you and keep you forever. Good night.